I'm Corbett Wall with DVAuction, here with your feeder flash for Tuesday, July the 15th, brought to you in part by VITALIX lick tubs. Livestock tubs to meet your every single need. There are nearly 50 different varieties of VITALIX lick tubs. Not all tubs are created equal. VITALIX wants feeder flash gang members to have a chance to win free tubs. If you're watching this on NationalBeefWire, click on the VITALIX ad right next to this video for more information. If you're watching this on YouTube, go down into the descriptions and click on VITALIX for ways to learn how to get a chance to win free tubs. Get the blue tub, your cows will love you. For more information, go to vitalix.com. Also, Beaver County Stockyards in Beaver, Oklahoma, another big sale for them. About 4,000 head of cattle for their Tuesday cattle auction here today at 7 o'clock in the morning start time on Tuesday. They're going to have 850 to 900 head of calves, most of them weighing 400 to 600 pounds, about half of them weaned, except for a few consignments. They've got 212 head of weaned 5-weight heifer calves. They're 75 days weaned. They were put together real small. There could be commodity type. They're going to get them sorted up. They could have as many as 150 in one swath that would be good enough to go anywhere. They've got another 111 head of 4 and 5 weight fancy black baldy and Charolais calves right off the cow with 1 round of shots in them. They got 700 to 800 yearling feeder heifers there, most of them weighing 700 to 900 pounds. They've got 2 replacement quality deals. One is 44 head of Express Ranch Genetics replacement heifers weighing from 9 to 1050. Another deal is 45 head of Gardner Genetics replacement qualities weighing 8 to 9. There'll be 7 or 8 loads of yearling heifers there for sure. About 2,200 yearling steers weighing 800 to 1,000 pounds mostly. Couple of really top quality deals. There's 99 head of 9-weight Gardner Genetics there in one deal. Really fancy. I mean, they need to go way north. Another 75 head of South Dakota origin steers weighing in the 9s, and other than that, there'll be 25 loads of yearling steers. They'll have 350 to 450 cows. There is 112 head of short and solid mouth cows in one consignment. They are P1s and P2s. They're black baldy cows. Be good enough to take home. They got a lot of life left in them. And 40 head of 4 to 7 year old P2s and P3s, mixed kind of cows there. The rest will just be way up cows and bulls. But check out Beaver County Stockyards on DVAuction.com. You can view and bid the sale right there. Feeder cattle balloon burst, and after climbing nearly $16 last week, your nearby feeder cattle futures for August and September is about the same. They finally popped on Monday. And I was one trading session away. I thought they were about ready to go down, but there's no way to tell what's going to happen out there. But it sure came down on Monday here. Now, we don't know. Every time it goes down big like this, it's done it many times throughout this rally. We think, well, is this the beginning of the end? Is this the beginning of the end? I don't know. I mean, I'm just like the rest of you guys. We'll just have to wait and see. But as far as live cattle futures, which are feeder cattle futures, are just a derivative of the live cattle futures. So I can't see them leading the way. And August live cattle is running at about an $18 discount to what your current fat cattle market is. Your weighted average on last week's fed cattle trade in the 5 area direct region there negotiated was $237.21. Your August live cattle being down $3 at $219.35. Well, that's not gonna stay the same. They've got to get closer together. So we'll see how it goes on that. But Your feeder cattle really popped there on Monday to start the week out. It was a lot to do with rumors, or at least that's what they're blaming it on. And the rumor mill has been running rampant here for the last few weeks, but there were some rumors this week that the trade is nervous about the tariffs, and we got that war over there in Israel and Iran kind of settled there, so put it on the back burner for right now and going back to the tariffs. And some say the trade is really nervous about the tariffs. I don't know whether it is or not, but we'll just see how those work out. And everybody says, well, Trump, he doesn't stick to his guns on the tariffs. The whole deal about the tariffs is to negotiate a better trade deal than what we've had, which any deal would be better than what we've had with so many of these companies or countries. I mean, I can't see why. Who cares if he raises it and drops it? He's working to get a deal. He's brought all these people to us, all these countries' leaders to us, wanting to get a new deal just with the threat of tariffs. I think it's excellent. I mean, that's how he's getting this done. And when we got several new deals made, got a lot more to make. When we get done, we're going to be in so much better shape than we were before. But yeah, he's going to raise them. He's going to threaten to raise them more. He's going to pull them back. He's going to do whatever he has to do until they settle on a deal, and then that's where we'll be. There was even more rumors on Monday talking about Tyson having plans to close at least one and maybe two packing plants, beef packing plants. And I don't know if there's any truth to that. I mean, how would you know? And where do you know where it got started? But there's going to be some major packers close plants here. They're not killing enough cattle to justify keeping all those plants open. And we've got new plants coming on board here and starting to ramp up their kill a little bit more. So absolutely, there's going to be some of the big dogs closed plants. We can't get nervous about that. We know what they can do when they turn the speeds up on those chains, and we know how much they can back them off when they want to do it. But they're still going to have to be in the beef business if there are, and they're going to have to come after cattle at times. Let's talk about your board on Monday. August live cattle futures down 285 at 219.35, and like I said, your weighted average on last week's trade was 237.21. Ridiculous. October was down 292 at 216.77. Your back months were down 67 to down 212, but your feeder cattle were jerking them down. August feeder cattle down 585 at 319.47. September was down 582 at 319.57. Your back months, they were all down big, down 362 to down 550. Corn for December new crop up 1/2 cent a bushel at 418.5. November beans up 1/4 at 1007.5. Hard red winter wheat for September up 1 cent at 524. Weighted average on last week's negotiated fed cattle trade in the 5 area feeding region on a negotiated basis totaled 64,200. A lot more than last week. Of course, the market was higher, so you sell more cattle. That's always the case. Last week it was 42,800, or I should say the week before last. And same week a year ago, 67,500. Fat steers and heifers in the 5 area negotiated last week sold from 225 to 242. That's a big range. That was $7 higher. Your weighted average was 237.21, up 778. Dress price range 360 to 380. That's $5 higher. But your weighted average on dressed steers was 379.21, all the way at the top of the price range, which was $991 higher on the weighted average. As a whole, your Northern Plains market was $6 to $10 higher, from 235 to 241, and dress sales mostly 12 higher at 380. Southern Plains market $4 to $6 higher from 228 to 230. Nationwide, we sold 77,800 negotiated compared to 51,950 the previous week and 82,800 the same week a year ago. Of that 77,800, about 17% of them, or a little over 13,000, were for the 2 to 4 week delivery. Negotiated grid sales totaled 37,600 head. Forward contracts, they're liking those a little bit better, 40,900 head, and formula sales of 231,500 head. Of the 4 out of 5 regions that trade negotiated that we get information from, Iowa sold 30,100 negotiated, Nebraska sold 20,150 negotiated, Kansas 8850, and Texas only 5,100. So packers bought more cattle this week. That just means they're going to be harder to trade with this week. Box beef cutout values down on Monday, continued down after being down hard late last week. Choice cuts down 157 at 377.07. Selects down 191 at 364.58. Slaughter was 112,000 on Monday. That was 2,000 less than the same Monday last week, 5,000 less than the same Monday a year ago. Talk about what else is going on. Your Punchy Pick of the Month contest comes up the last day of every month. People are having a lot of fun with it, and we enjoy giving it out. And we've got prizes in your kids' corral for the young people there and their Punchy Picks. Great Plains Livestock Consulting gives away a $200 gift certificate to Cavender's Boot City. And that Great Plains Livestock Consulting, they can help you with a lot of things, especially if you guys are busy and have a cow herd or your background or even feeding cattle. They can help you with reproduction, nutrition, herd selection, and marketing. They're diversified, can help you out, and usually can pay their fee by saving you money when you're ordering your feedstuffs, guys. They can do that for you. And then also the Punchy Pick of the Month contest, sponsored by Beaver County Stockyards, our friends there that are doing such a good job helping people market their cattle, and FerAppease, that revolutionary product that is scientifically proven, just helps in anything you do. And I'm going to strap a video about FerAppease on the end of this Feeder Flash episode. Let's talk about your feeder cattle market, brought to you by Specialty Risk Insurance. They are working to protect your livelihood. Your real-time index at the end of Monday's sales sitting at 320.85. That was up 96 cents from the end of last week. Pretty impressive for Monday. Latest CME cash feeder cattle index at 319.89. They're pretty close together. Look at your big sales on Monday. Of course, Oklahoma National Stockyards in Oklahoma City, they had a good sale on Monday. 7,000 head compared to 2 weeks ago, which was the last time they had a sale. Feeder steers and steer calves were $10 to $20 higher, except for the heaviest feeder steers weighing over 8, and they were only steady to $5 higher in kind of a light test. All weights and classes of heifers sold $10 to $25 higher. Good sale there in Oklahoma City. Joplin Regional Stockyards had 7,000 also. The steers were $5 to $15 higher. Heifer calves were $4 to $20 higher. And feeder heifers were unevenly 2 lower to 5 higher in a light test. There wasn't many yearling feeder heifers with much weight to them. But Joplin was your Superior Steel Sales, home of Superior Standard Livestock Handling Equipment's stick out sale of the day. You look at this automated marker report from Cattle Market Central, and you see it was just well tested all the way through. And I even left the trends on there from last week's sale so you can see how much they were up. There were 400 head of 4-weight steers at Joplin. They averaged 454 at 412.36 on the weighted average. 719 head of the 5-weight steers averaged 552 at 382.62, and that was one of your biggest gains there. You notice that weighted average was up over $14 from last week on those. 855 head of 6-weight steers averaged 649 at 350.30. 640 head of the 7-weight steers averaged 748 at 330.90. 911 head of 8-weight steers at Jumping Regional Stockyards averaged 830 at 313.88. And nearly 1,000 head of 9 weights, 921 pound steers with a weighted average of 309.25 on 1,000 head of 9-weight steers. That's unbelievable. Look at your heifers. 453 head of 4-weight heifers average 457 at 386.18. 520 head of 5-weight heifers average 547 at 350.12. 553 head of 6-weight heifers average 639 at 333.11. And 236 of 7-weight heifers in Carthage, Missouri at Joplin Regional Stockyards averaged 760 pounds with a weighted average price of $303.05. Some individual quotes from all around that impressed me. How about Cleveland County Livestock Auction in Heber Springs, Arkansas? They're a DVAuction broadcaster. They're doing big things there. Look at this, 51 steers weighed 579, bring 365. Then you got to put wheels under them, guys. That's an impressive quote there. Another one we don't talk about very often is Western Oklahoma Livestock Auction near Clinton, Missouri, right on I-40 there. The Daniel Ferrari cattle, he had a lot of cattle in there, but this string impressed me most. 157 head, 793 pound steers, bring 329.50. Callaway Livestock Center in Kingdom City, Missouri. They do a good job there. 120 head, 803 pound steers, bring 334.25. How about that? But check out this monster quote. It was your Macrison No BS top quote for the day from Sioux Falls Regional Livestock Market in Worthing, South Dakota. Another DV auction broadcaster there. Look at this monster quote. 634 head in one crack. Average 974 pounds. Bring 319.60. And that's your feeder flash for Tuesday.
Stress in your beef herd, dairy, or swine leads to weight loss, disease, and mortality, costing you peace of mind and profit. Stressful events such as transport, weaning, calving, and handling activate survival instincts in cattle, often leading to reduced dry matter intake, suppressed immunity, and increased risk of disease and mortality. FerA offers FerAppease, a proven solution with over 20 million doses sold. FerAppease, a synthetic analog of the maternal appeasing substance, naturally calms animals, helping to restore normal feeding behavior, promote hydration, and support immune function, ultimately improving health and performance. Trusted by producers and validated through multiple independent university trials, FerAppease has been shown to reduce disease incidence and mortality, ensuring greater animal welfare and improved profitability for cattle and swine operations. FerAppease, address the stress, backed by science.